Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these real-time edits, so here we go. Going to start with this Eastern Phoebe that I photographed just yesterday. It was a little light rain, nice overcast, and in this beautiful blossoming tree here in the Northeast, spring is finally arriving. So first things first, I shot it right smack in the middle because the bird did not stay there long, so I didn't have time to recompose in camera, so I'm going to go ahead and recompose right now. So we'll start with the crop tool. And thinking something like that maybe. Just leave this last one in right on the edge there. I like leaving that one in. So there's our crop. I'm going to clone that out later. So let's move the exposure up a little bit. You can see I already lightened the shadows a bit and then brought the blacks down. And go a little bit warmer with the white balance, a little bit more green, make sure it's pretty neutral there. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw a radial gradient on to kind of zero your eye in right there. We'll just go a little bit darker, take the tone down around all the outskirts of the image. And I think that's a good starting point to head into Photoshop. You know, maybe a little bit too dark over here, so let's get rid of some of that. There we go, that seems better. And maybe a little bit too warm now, so we'll cool it off. There we go. Alright, into Photoshop we go. At least I think. There we go. Alright, so first things first, let's make a new layer. Grab the clone tool, and I'm just going to get rid of that weird raindrop down there, and then we're going to clone that little bit out. And I guess I don't really need that one there. And everything else is looking good, except this is the only other issue I had, is this bit of red coming right out of the back there, so I'm not really a fan of that. So I'm going to go ahead and clone that out. There we go. Going to throw a layer mask on it. Paint with black. Bring the feathers back. And then, because you don't want to sit here and watch me do this, it can get kind of boring quickly. But I'm going to come back with a softer brush for those feathers right there. Just because this brush I have now. There we go. Alright, let's get our softer brush. And we're getting super detailed now. But we're going to try and make this look pretty natural. Zoomed in way farther than I normally work, but that's okay. It's letting me really kind of dial in this mask here. And make sure I get rid of that. Now you'll notice there's a little red showing through the feathers there because they were probably a little translucent. So I'm going to go back in a second and fix that. Going to make a new layer. Put it on color blending mode. Sample some color out there with the paintbrush. Sample actually that maybe. And then paint it over. And then sample the green from the background and paint that right back so I have the correct tone there. And there we go. We got rid of all of our red. Alright, so the rest of the image is looking pretty good now. Maybe I'll soften up this dark spot up here. I'm just going to clone that out a little bit. And then overall I'm going to do a little bit of burn around the outside edge. So we're going to get a huge brush, just kind of darken some of these areas, just real soft. Really want to draw our eye right into this bird. Darken that. This branch back here is pretty light. So we're going to see if we can darken that a little bit. Make it less obvious. There we go, that's not too bad. And then I guess this whole area could go a little bit darker up in there. Alright, so we got a nice natural spotlight kind of bringing us right into the bird there. And then we're going to really punch up his head. So curves adjustment layer, lighten up the head here. pretty easy edit on this one. There's not a lot to do to it. And then I really want to get this catch light, so another curves adjustment layer with dodge kind of curve there. Lighten up that catch light, and then these guys always have a little yellow on the breast. This one's not showing it too much, and I think part of that is just due to the camera's white balance. And just kind of punch that green saturation up just a touch there, and I think we're pretty good. So before and after, that's looking good. Let's save it. It's just about done, and we'll go back into Photoshop, and I'm going to go ahead and reset the original image here so you can see complete before and after. So I'll show you side by side here, at least I think. There we go. So original capture on the left, final edit on the right. Hopefully, you know, pretty quick edit there, and pretty big change. Looks a lot nicer. So from that to that, and I'm really happy with that. So thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll try and do some more of these again in the near future.